Dr. Trager, welcome to your first convention.
Thank you so much. I'm really grateful and excited to be here.
We're happy to have you. And this one got started with a bang for you, didn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go. First, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Where are you from? Where did you go to school? And how did you become interested in becoming a chiropractor?
Yeah, so I grew up in Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. And from a young age, I got interested in chiropractic through personal experiences. And I had my sights set on it for years. I mean, ever since I was 13, 14. And I went to college at Northeastern University in Boston, and I was studying biology. They have a program called a co-op program, so it's very interactive. You're working in the field that you want to get into. And in my case, it was more science related, so I was working in laboratories, things like that. That's how I got interested in research. And so early on, I had this idea that I wanted to do chiropractic, I wanted to do research, and now it's finally all coming to fruition. It took me a while to figure out how to connect all the dots, but we got there.
That's fantastic. My husband's from the Boston area, actually, and we lived there for a little while as well. Do you get back very often?
Occasionally, yeah. So I've shed the accent, but it comes back when I visit.
When you visit, yes. Yeah, I can relate. So what is something that you wish you could tell yourself 10 years ago?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think 10 years ago, I was very motivated to help people as a chiropractor. I was very interested in research. I didn't quite know how to get there. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know who to ask for help. And I think if I just had a little bit more confidence or self-awareness to ask the right people and reach out, they would have helped me for sure. It just took a few extra years to find my footing in the research world and get to where I am now, really having access to the right resources and the training that I'm doing. It just took me a while to kind of find my path, but I have all these mentors in place. And so I think people that are in my position coming out of school, out of chiropractic school, if you do have these sort of interests or passions with blending clinical work and research, just don't hesitate to reach out and ask for help.
Yeah. Mentors in our profession is something we can certainly use more of. Now, you are in a unique position because you do a lot of research, and then you also see patients as well?
That's correct. Yeah, I see patients 4 days out of the week, and then I'm doing research officially 1 day a week, and it spills over into the other days as well. And I'm getting a master's degree in health science research at Duke University, and I'm doing that remotely. Of course, I should mention my clinical role is at university hospitals in Cleveland, and that's my main position. And I'm also doing some graduate research assistant work through Duke as well. So it's sort of 1 foot in the clinic, 1 foot in the research world, but I find the two things are very connected. And in fact, it goes back and forth. Any new things that we learn through research can be applied oftentimes to the clinic. And then most of my ideas, if not all of them, come from clinical interactions and the sort of work that we're doing with patients. And I feel like if it isn't for that, then I would not have any good ideas for research.
Very good. So in your current role, were there chiropractors there before you? And how was that experience for you integrating into the hospital setting?
Yes, so there definitely were chiropractors before me. Dr. David Vincent, my boss, he has been there for, I want to say 6 years now, and he started the program, and I was 4th in line, so I didn't have to build the program. He did all the work for us, and it was pretty much smooth sailing because he laid the foundation and built all the interactions and the billing and all that stuff was all ready to go. So I just had to see the patients. And so it's gone very, very smoothly at our hospital system.
Fantastic. What do you think is one thing that the public misunderstands about chiropractic?
Yeah, that's a really great question. I think that it's hard to say because I think people have different opinions. It depends who you ask. It can sway 180 degrees. I mean, basically from personal experiences that people have. And I think that's one thing that can work for us or against us. And so hopefully as we develop more robust research, people can look at that instead of just relying on, their experience, and just leaving it at that. So it's hard to really encapsulate, the public view and misunderstandings. But I would say that everything that we do tries to inform the public day by day, and make it so that there's a good understanding of what we do, and it has to be basically understanding what the chiropractors do in the office and why we do it, and all the research should help hopefully inform that.
Mm-hmm. Looking at your resume, you can tell that you have been very passionate about the work that you do, not just taking care of patients, but really immersing yourself in the research to advance the profession. Can you share with us, what is your why?
Yes, so the why of what I'm doing is I would really like to leave the chiropractic profession stronger than when I entered it. And it's not to say that it's a weak profession by any means, but I feel like there are some areas that could be benefited from clinical work, research work. We have 2 boys right now, actually. So there's just this idea in the back of my head that if one of them were to become interested in following me in my footsteps, that I would want them to go into a profession that is very strong, supported in every way from research. And I don't really get involved so much in the political side of things, but I feel like everything that we do helps support that. And so hopefully it'll come for full circle. And by the time, they might be ready to come into it if they do, and that's fine if they don't. Or anyone really, any young student that's thinking about becoming a chiropractor, I would like them to see a profession that's flourishing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a strong why, making the future brighter for your kids and kids to come. How old are your boys?
5 and 7. Yeah.
Oh, those are great ages.
Yeah.
Well, I see you've got some hardware here. You were the recipient of an OSCA annual award, specifically the OSCA Chiropractor of the Year for 2024. Tell us about that. Were you surprised?
I was totally shocked. I was not expecting that. And you all did a very good job of keeping it secret. My wife, Carrie, kept it very secret. And it's a really fun and surprise, and it's a big honor. I'm really grateful. So thank you.
Yes, mission accomplished. We are happy to have you here and grateful for all the work that you're doing.
Thank you.